Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to make these masks. Now I don't claim that they can prevent the COVID-19 coronavirus, so make these at your own risk, but at the end I'm going to show you how to add some additional protection on the inside that make them just a little bit more protective, okay guys? So stay tuned. Okay guys, first up we're going to have to iron our fabric. So it's about a 13 by, let's say it's a little over 10-inch square of fabric. I'm using quilting cotton today. I would suggest, if you have it available, using something a little thicker than this. You can also use t-shirt fabric. I'm going to link some fabrics that you can use that they've tested and some results from those tests in the description below, okay? So go ahead and get this ironed. Okay, so now I'm over at the ironing board. I'm going to take it and we're going to fold it along this line here, and then we are going to press it. Yours should look like this now, and we are going to sew across right here, and follow this line all the way across and down. And that is what we are going to sew. So we're going to head over to the sewing machine. Okay, so now I've got it sewn. I use black thread so that you can really see it. It's here, and then it's up here. So we've got an opening here, and we've got an opening here. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to fold up the edges on the sew line, and you're going to iron those. So you're going to start with the corners, and then you're going to do this long edge, okay? Okay, so yours should look like this now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it right side out through the hole. You're going to go ahead and press it after you've done that. And I should mention, like on the previous step, you could have used pens when we folded it before you sew. I chose not to because this is a pretty forgiving fabric. It's quilter's cotton, so I really didn't need them. But if you're using something that shifts a lot or is slick, you may want to use pens on that previous step, okay? Okay guys, so now we're going to fold up 1.6 inches and we are going to iron it. Now do not, if you were using one of these, do not iron over this. I'm pretty sure that these are not heat resistant. Repeat on this side. Okay, so it should now look like this. We're going to go ahead at this point and we're going to fold up the edge once. You're going to line it up. I don't know if you can see this. So it's hard to show you with one hand, but you're going to fold it up once, then you're going to fold it up twice. I'll come back and show you in a sec. So it should look like this. Now, when you're sewing this, you want to make sure and be like right on the edge. So you may need to move your needle so that it's right along that edge, because this is going to be the channel for our elastic or string or whatever we're using. If you're using something and you don't feel confident that you're going to be able to pull that through that channel, go ahead and put it in there and then sew it up. So let's go ahead and press this now. Do both sides. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I improvised. So this is actually, let me show you. This comes on a spool, so a lot of you might have this. If you sew like that, oh, I can't think of what the word of it is, shirring. And so you put this in your bobbin and then it pinches it in. I've never had much luck with it, so I have a whole spool of it. So I am wrapping 3 of these together, tying it in a knot, and using that for the ear straps. You can use thin elastic, you can use string, whatever you have available. So at this point, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when I say put it in there before you sew. So you'd put it in here, fold it in, and then you would be very careful to get it along the edge so that you are not sewing over your string. On this side, I've got it pinned just to show you both ways, okay? Let's go ahead and sew it. And here you can see I've moved my needle over so that it's going to be right along the edge, and you can see I'm keeping this on the left hand side so that it does not get sewn. Now, if you are confident and you've got a big-eyed needle, you'll be able to do this without having to put it through here, and so you would just sew it as usual. But I do not have that, and I am not risking going to the store right now, so that's what it is. I have it sewn, I put this through, and I'm going to just pull it so that the knot slides into here, okay? So if you're just sewing it, you would, at this point, you can put your needle with your elastic and thread it through. Or you can wait till after the next step. It really doesn't matter, but I'm going to show you that next step. So we're going to lift. You see how it's got like a line diagonal that goes down? You're going to open it up on both sides, and you're going to line that line up with this line, okay? So you're going to take that point. It's hard to show you. You can take that point and bring it up to there. See? So this point is down here. You're going to bring that point up, line it up, and you're going to sew all the way along that line, okay? I should add a tip. When you're sewing this part, make sure you move that back to 0, or if you need to move it the other way, that's fine too. So I'm not going to break between the one side and the other side. I'm sewing straight across, so this is hard to do with one hand. You're coming across, and then you go to the other end, okay? Now should have, if you sewed it like I just did, it should be finished. If not, you're gonna put your elastic through, but you should now have a finished mask. Now I'm gonna discuss some of the variations I was talking about. Now that one variation would be to put that buttonhole there so that you can slide something in there. Now you would use your largest buttonhole setting. You would open it up prior to and just center it between the halfway mark, okay? Now another variation on this other mask, let's see. So before you do the ends, you would measure your height. I did not do this as part of the pattern because everyone sews just a little bit different, and I wanted it to be exactly right. So you would measure that, and you would so the height, and you would add whatever seam allowance that you would normally use. You would fold this over on the ends, and you would just sew right along that edge, okay? So it would be this top edge. Now on the sides, before you sewed it to there, you would sew under and leave a gap right here. So you would do a seam allowance and have that gap. So then you would have this little pocket right here, and you can add your filter of choice in here, okay? So those are the two variations that I know of. And if that didn't make sense, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to explain it just a little bit better, okay? I'm going to have the pattern linked below, and that's it.